Why would Thor want to kill a little dog?
Building on Hitchcock's desire to accentuate Grace Kelly's feminine physique, he carefully crafted every detail in Rear Window to highlight her elegance and beauty. From the choice of costumes to camera angles, he aimed to enhance her natural grace without overdoing it. Hitchcock used lighting techniques that shimmered softly on her skin, emphasizing her delicate features. He also directed her to adopt poses that showcased her poise and femininity, making her seem more graceful in each scene. The set design contributed as well, with windows and outdoor scenes framing her figure perfectly, giving her an almost timeless elegance. Additionally, Hitchcock used specific shot compositions to draw attention to her movements, creating a visual harmony that reinforced her femininity. Every element on set was chosen to celebrate her appearance and to portray her as a refined and sophisticated woman, aligning with the film's overall mood. Through all these choices, Hitchcock wanted to make sure Kelly's femininity was both subtly and artfully highlighted throughout the movie. Since its release in 1954, Rear Window has earned widespread praise from audiences, critics, and scholars alike. Many consider it one of Alfred Hitchcock's finest works, and to be among the greatest films ever made. The film's story revolves around Jeff, a photojournalist confined to his apartment with a broken leg. With his camera as his only outlet, Jeff spends hours observing his neighbors through his rear window. As he watches their daily activities, he begins to notice strange and suspicious behavior. His curiosity grows into obsession, and he starts to suspect that one neighbor may have committed a murder. The film's plot is built around this voyeuristic perspective, showing how Jeff's spying leads him into dangerous and uncertain territory. The story demonstrates how peering into others' lives can have serious consequences, and highlights the theme of privacy and intrusion. The suspense grows as Jeff, with his girlfriend Lisa, and his friend Detective Doyle, tries to uncover the truth. The movie masterfully combines mystery and tension with questions about morality and privacy. It compels viewers to think about the fine line between observing and invading others' privacy. Hitchcock's skillful direction, combined with a compelling story and strong performances, make Rear Window a lasting classic. Its thought-provoking plot and insightful portrayal of human curiosity are why it continues to be celebrated. The film shows the dangers of spying and the impact it can have on those being watched. Both the tight storytelling and the clever use of limited space contribute to its reputation. As viewers watch Jeff's dangerous game unfold, they are reminded of the risks that come with staring into others' lives. Rear Window remains an important film for its storytelling, suspense, and the themes it explores about watching others and the consequences that follow. It is a film that encourages reflection on the limits of curiosity and the importance of respecting privacy. Its influence on both cinema and popular culture can still be felt today, as it stands as a prime example of Hitchcock's genius and storytelling mastery. The movie's compelling plot and moral questions continue to resonate, making it a timeless piece of cinema. After hearing about the original story by Cornell Woolrich, viewers can notice that it was quite different from the film they saw. Woolrich's story didn't feature the characters Lisa and Stella, who play important roles in the movie. Instead, the story had a different set of characters, including a gay houseman named Sam, who was not part of the film's plot. These changes show how the script evolved during the filmmaking process. John Michael Hayes was the screenwriter who adapted Woolrich's story into a screenplay suitable for the big screen. Director Alfred Hitchcock, known for his skill in creating suspense, worked closely with Hayes to develop the story further. Interestingly, Hitchcock took inspiration from real-life murder cases from the years 1910 and 1924 to craft the plot of Rear Window. These true crimes helped give the story a sense of realism and added to the suspense that the film is famous for. Hitchcock used these historical murders to develop the idea of mystery and danger lurking behind everyday appearances. By blending Woolrich's original story with his own ideas and real crime stories, Hitchcock created a thrilling movie that felt both believable and exciting. The differences between the story and the screenplay show how much the film was shaped by real events and creative choices, making it a unique and memorable piece of cinema history.
Maybe she died.
Where's the doctor?
Although the 1954 movie Rear Window does not directly reference the cases of Dr. Holly Crippen and Patrick Mohan, it is interesting to explore the similarities between real-life crimes and the film's themes of observation and suspicion. Dr. Holly Crippen was a doctor who murdered his wife in 1910. After killing her, he lied about her whereabouts and pretended she was still alive. He even flaunted his secretary in public while secretly hiding his wife's body. Eventually, authorities found body parts in his house, leading to his arrest and conviction for murder. This case captured public attention because of the deception and the use of lies to cover a crime, showcasing how appearances can be deceiving. On the other hand, the case of Patrick Mohan involved the brutal dismemberment of his pregnant girlfriend. After the murder, Mohan discarded some of her body parts out of a moving train window, trying to hide evidence. His crime was so shocking that it inspired Alfred Hitchcock to include a subplot in his movie about digging up a flower bed for clues and evidence. The film's story about watching someone's private life from a window and suspecting wrongdoing echoes the real-life cases where investigators carefully examined evidence and pieced together what happened based on small clues. Both cases highlight the crime of murder and the effort to hide it, which ties into the movie's themes of observation, suspicion, and uncovering the truth. The film, set in a confined space with one character watching others, reflects how real-life investigators must look closely at small details to solve crimes. The story of Dr. Crippen and Patrick Mohan reminds viewers about the importance of paying attention to what people try to hide, and the ways in which evidence can reveal the truth, even when someone tries to cover their crimes. Their stories serve as a dark mirror to the suspense and intrigue that Hitchcock masterfully created in Rear Window.
Evidence? I can't do that. Well, no, I don't mean right now, but when he goes out for a drink.
After being offered roles in both the 1954 film Rear Window and the 1954 movie On the Waterfront in 1953, Grace Kelly decided to work with Alfred Hitchcock despite her initial desire to remain in New York. She was drawn to Hitchcock's unique style and the opportunity to work on a film that would showcase her talent. Kelly's decision marked an important step in her career, as she became one of the most admired actresses of her time through her role in the film. Meanwhile, Hitchcock created the character of the villain Lars Thorwald, who plays a key part in the story. Interestingly, Hitchcock modeled Thorwald after his former producer, David O. Selznick, whom he disliked. To make the character more convincing, Hitchcock gave Raymond Burr, who played Thorwald, similar physical features and mannerisms to Selznick. This choice added a layer of personal revenge in Hitchcock's work, as he subtly expressed his feelings towards Selznick through the villain of the movie. The film itself is a suspenseful story set mostly in one apartment, where a photographer named Jeffries observes his neighbors from his window. As the story unfolds, Jeffrey starts to suspect that one of his neighbors might have committed a crime. Kelly's role in the film helped bring the story to life, and her chemistry with James Stewart made the film even more compelling. The inclusion of elements inspired by real personal feelings and choices by Hitchcock added depth to the film's characters and story. This combination of talent, personal motives, and meticulous direction contributed to the lasting success of Rear Window. Certainly, in the 1954 movie Rear Window, there were some interesting concerns and casting choices that added to the film's intrigue. Jimmy Stewart's wife, Gloria, was quite worried and paranoid about him working with Grace Kelly. She had heard rumors and stories that Grace Kelly had a reputation for having affairs with her male co-stars. Because of these concerns, Gloria was uneasy about the idea of Stewart being close to Kelly during filming. However, despite fears and worries, no affair or romantic involvement actually happened between Grace Kelly and Jimmy Stewart. The tension between concern and reality remained part of the behind-the-scenes story of the movie, adding a layer of personal interest for those familiar with the actors' lives. Meanwhile, the casting of Georgine Darcy was another significant aspect of the film's development. Hitchcock was very keen on visual and promotional material, and he noticed Georgine Darcy's color publicity photos. Impressed by her attractive appearance and the way she was photographed, Hitchcock decided to cast her as Miss Torso, Jeff's dancing neighbor in the film. Darcy's portrayal of Miss Torso became a memorable part of the movie, as her character added to the overall atmosphere of mystery and voyeurism that was central to Rear Window. Her role as the lively and attractive neighbor contributed to the layered storytelling that Hitchcock is known for, blending elements of suspense, romance, and social observation. Overall, these behind-the-scenes decisions and personal dynamics influenced the film's casting choices and added extra depth to its production. Many details, from Stewart's concerns to Darcy's selection, helped shape the timeless appeal of Rear Window.
Chelsea 27099.
In the 1954 movie Rear Window, one interesting detail involves Ross Bagdasarian, who played the pianist's neighbor. Bagdasarian was a real pianist and composer known for his musical talent. Later in his life, he became famous for creating Alvin and the Chipmunks, the popular animated characters loved by many. His role in the film is small but memorable, as he appears playing the piano in his apartment, giving the scene a touch of authentic musical skill. Meanwhile, director Alfred Hitchcock, known for his signature style and numerous cameo appearances, also makes his usual brief trip onto the screen. In Rear Window, Hitchcock appears as a portly man winding a clock inside the songwriter's apartment. His cameo is simple but recognizable, adding a fun detail for fans who like to spot his appearances in his films. This small part highlights both Bagdasarian's musical background and Hitchcock's playful tradition of inserting himself into his movies. These details enrich the film, giving it extra layers of interest for viewers who enjoy spotting these special touches. The collaboration of real talents and Hitchcock's personal flair makes Rear Window a classic that continues to be admired today.
The world's a man test, don't worry.
Good night, you idiot.
After watching the 1954 movie Rear Window, many viewers noticed how much Grace Kelly's presence added to the film. She was admired not only for her beauty, but also for her kindness and strong acting skills. The cast and crew, especially Jimmy Stewart, spoke highly of her, praising her for her professionalism and charm on set. Her popularity extended beyond her acting talent. Her elegant appearance and graceful manner made her stand out. Director Alfred Hitchcock and costume designer Edith Head paid great attention to Kelly's look, spending considerable time planning her costumes to make sure she looked perfect. In particular, they focused on her negligee, designing it to highlight her natural beauty and to match her character's personality. These efforts helped create a memorable visual impression that added to the film's suspenseful and stylish mood. Kelly's look was carefully crafted to enhance her appeal, making her one of the most admired actresses of that time. Her costume choices, especially in the scenes where she wears delicate nightwear, contributed to the overall elegance of the film, helping to establish her as a style icon. Everyone involved in the film knew that her appearance and performance played a key role in making Rear Window a classic. Her popularity continues to influence fashion and film history even decades later.
When General Motors has to go to the bathroom 10 times a day, the whole country's ready to let go.
While watching the 1954 movie Rear Window, many noticed the attention to costume details and visual effects that add to the suspense and allure of the film. In particular, the character played by Grace Kelly features a costume that was carefully designed to enhance her appearance. Originally, Alfred Hitchcock, the director, considered making changes to her outfit by adding falsies to create a bustier look, aiming to make her figure appear more pronounced on screen. However, as filming progressed, Hitchcock decided against this addition. Instead, he made adjustments to Kelly's costume and encouraged her to adopt a specific posture that would accentuate her look naturally. These changes successfully achieved the desired visual effect without the need for added padding. The movie itself is often highly recommended because it exemplifies Hitchcock's mastery in creating suspense. It features a build-up to a final punch that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats. Filled with deception, the story explores the tension between characters and the mysteries they uncover. The film also includes amusing incidents that add moments of humor and lighten the mood, making it entertaining as well as thrilling. Rear Window captures Hitchcock's typical style by combining sharp storytelling with clever visual tricks, engaging the audience from start to finish. It remains a classic film appreciated not only for its plot, but also for its subtle details in costume and scene design that contribute to its overall effectiveness.
From over there, or any place you go that one person couldn't live in both places just as easily.
Some people.
Rear Window, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, remains a highly regarded and influential film that continues to spark diverse opinions among critics and audiences alike. Many consider it to be one of Hitchcock's masterpieces, highlighting his exceptional craftsmanship in suspense and storytelling. Viewers who praise the film often emphasize its innovative approach to filmmaking, noting how Hitchcock masterfully creates a gripping and tense atmosphere within the confined space of a single apartment. The film exemplifies Hitchcock's talent for building suspense through clever camera work, editing, and narrative techniques, such as the meticulous recreation of an entire New York City neighborhood on a soundstage, which adds to the film's immersive quality. The performances by Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly receive high acclaim, with many describing their acting as both brilliant and compelling, contributing significantly to the film's emotional depth and realism. Stewart's portrayal of a curious, wheelchair-bound photographer enmeshed in the mystery surrounding his neighbors showcases his versatility and enhances the film's suspenseful ambience. Meanwhile, Kelly's elegant and restrained presence complements Stewart's character perfectly, elevating the overall quality of the film. However, despite these universally acknowledged strengths, the film's ranking and perceived significance are subjects of debate. Some critics, while recognizing the film as an excellent example of suspense cinema and a high point in Hitchcock's career, express surprise and skepticism over its placement in top film lists or IMDb rankings. One reviewer feels that while Rear Window is undoubtedly a very good film, comparable to, or even surpassing other Hitchcock works like North by Northwest, it does not warrant a position as high as number 14 or #16. They suggest that there are numerous other films deemed superior, particularly highlighting Jimmy Stewart's extensive body of work, which includes classics like Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, The Mortal Storm, and Anatomy of a Murder. These films, in their opinion, might be more deserving of top rankings due to their broader cultural or artistic impact. This disparity in opinion reflects how subjective film rankings can be. While Rear Window is celebrated for its technical achievements, suspense, and performances, some viewers feel its significance may be overstated in comparison to other influential classics. They argue that its innovative techniques, such as the recreation of a neighborhood on a soundstage, are truly original and contribute to its status as a must-see for fans of suspense. Nonetheless, they believe that such innovation doesn't necessarily place it at the very top of all films ever made, but rather cements its position as a highly regarded, iconic work within the thriller genre. In balancing these perspectives, it becomes clear that Rear Window holds an esteemed place in film history for its technical brilliance, suspenseful narrative, and iconic performances. It exemplifies Hitchcock's ability to craft tension within limitations, transforming what could be a simple voyeuristic story into a complex and engaging psychological thriller. Yet, like many acclaimed films, it is also subject to personal and critical judgment, with some perceiving it as somewhat overrated or not entirely deserving of its exalted status. In conclusion, Rear Window stands as a quintessential Hitchcock film that expertly combines innovative filmmaking techniques with compelling storytelling and powerful performances. While it is undoubtedly a significant work that many consider among Hitchcock's finest, opinions vary regarding its placement in the pantheon of great cinema. Some see it as a perfect example of suspense and technical mastery, worthy of high praise, while others believe that its ranking does not fully reflect the breadth of better or equally important films that explore different themes or employ different styles. Nonetheless, its enduring appeal, influence, and craftsmanship ensure its place in the annals of cinematic history, appreciated by fans and scholars alike for generations to come. As we come to the end of our exploration of Rear Window, there's one more chapter that promises to reveal surprising details you won't want to miss. In our bonus segment, we delve into the lives of the cast members, uncovering what happened to them after the cameras stopped rolling. You'll discover lesser-known stories about their careers, personal challenges, and unexpected twists that kept viewers captivated even after the movie's release. This behind-the-scenes look offers a fresh perspective on their journey from Hollywood's spotlight to their next chapters. Stay tuned, because what happened to these stars is as compelling as the story they brought to life on screen. Prepare to be intrigued by the fascinating fates of the actors who brought this classic to screen, details that will deepen your appreciation for their timeless work. The story continues beyond the film itself, and what you've yet to hear might just surprise you.
Tips with love for you. I got 2 words of advice for you. Marry her.
She pay you much?
James Stewart portrayed L.B. Jeffries in the 1954 film Rear Window, embodying a restless photographer confined to his apartment after an injury. Steady and intense, Stewart's portrayal captured a man haunted by boredom and suspicion, lingering in the shadows of voyeurism and moral doubt. His steely gaze and deliberate movements lent a sense of quiet desperation, making Jeffries a window into human curiosity and paranoia. Beyond Rear Window, Stewart's career spanned decades of iconic roles in classic Hollywood films, including It's a Wonderful Life and Vertigo. Off-screen, Stewart's life was marked by deep personal hardships and hidden scars. A dedicated military pilot in World War II, he faced near-fatal crashes, and his wartime service caused physical and emotional wounds kept secret from the public for many years. Rumors of financial struggles and failed marriages punctuated his later life, yet he remained a revered figure. His personal morals clashed with the Hollywood scene, leading to allegations of past political accusations that tarnished his reputation temporarily. The last known information about Stewart suggests he lived quietly in California until his death in 1997, leaving behind a legacy shadowed by both his cinematic brilliance and unresolved inner struggles, a complex figure whose life defied easy understanding.
Don't want you two to end up like that dog ended up, that's all.
Oh, you know, Miss Fremont might just have something there.
Thelma Ritter's role as Stella in the 1954 film Rear Window showcases her talent for portraying sharp, supportive characters with quiet strength. Her performance gave life to a character who gently navigated the tense and mysterious world of the film, providing a grounding presence amid the suspense. Known for her sharp wit and grounded persona, Ritter brought depth to Stella, making her more than just a secondary figure. Her ability to evoke empathy and subtle humor made her stand out in an era often dominated by glamour. Behind the camera, Ritter's career was marked by consistent work, but her life was shadowed by personal hardships. She faced financial struggles early in her career and battled typecasting that limited her roles. Rumors of drug dependency and secluded behavior haunted her later years, adding a layer of mystery to her persona. Ritter was known for her genuine kindness off-screen, but she kept her personal struggles private. She never married and faced health issues in her later life, including emphysema, which contributed to her declining health. The last publicly available information indicates she lived a quiet life, away from Hollywood's spotlight, until her death in 1969. Her legacy remains rooted in her unique ability to elevate every role she played, leaving an indelible mark on American cinema. Raymond Burr delivered a chilling and calculated performance as Lars Thorwald in the 1954 film Rear Window. His portrayal of the seemingly ordinary but sinister neighbor who secretly commits murder remained haunting and compelling. Burr's calm and measured delivery concealed a dark and unsettling presence, making Thorwald's sinister intent terrifyingly real. This role showcased Burr's ability to embody subtle menace beneath a veneer of normalcy, establishing him as a master of portraying complex, morally ambiguous characters. Following the success of Rear Window, Burr's career skyrocketed. He became one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces, often cast in authoritative roles such as lawyers, doctors, and law enforcement figures, striking a balance between charisma and intimidation. However, Burr's personal life was filled with struggles and controversy. His sexuality remained a closely guarded secret for many years, with rumors of his homosexuality swirling despite his marriage to a woman. His career was periodically affected by the shame and societal pressure surrounding the secret. Burr faced health challenges later in life, battling cancer silently while maintaining his professional commitments. His life was marked by both professional triumphs and personal hardships, including the enduring tension between his private identity and his public persona. The last known details suggest Burr remained active in television and film well into his late years, though he withdrew from the limelight as health issues took a toll. His death in 1993 marked the end of an era, leaving behind a complex legacy of talent, mystery, and resilience.
Detective can walk into an apartment and search it. Why, if I were caught in there, they'd have my badge within 10 minutes.
Sue Casey played the role of Sunbather in the 1954 film Rear Window, a brief but memorable part that encapsulated her screen presence. Her character epitomized casual leisure, lying peacefully in the sun, which contrasted sharply with the film's dark undercurrents of suspicion and voyeurism. This role, though small, showcased Casey's ability to evoke both tranquility and underlying tension, hinting at her capacity to convey complex emotions through subtle expressions. Following her appearance in Rear Window, Casey's career took a quieter turn, with few major roles. Yet her life was marked by a series of personal struggles that overshadowed her professional achievements. Rumors swirled of scandals involving her personal relationships, with some sources alleging covert affairs that caused friction within Hollywood circles. She reportedly faced financial hardships later in life, compounded by health issues and a lack of supportive family ties. There are whispers of her battling depression and isolation, especially after her acting career dwindled. The last verifiable information about Sue Casey places her in the early 1980s, living quietly away from the limelight. She remains a mysterious figure, with her life story overshadowed by unanswered questions and unresolved controversies. Her final years are shrouded in silence, leaving her legacy as a fleeting shadow in Hollywood history.
His lease is up.
Get my billfold out of the drawer on the table there.
What do you need money?
Grace Kelly's portrayal of Lisa Fremont in the 1954 film Rear Window showcased her elegance, intelligence, and understated strength. As a socialite drawn into a suspenseful world of suspicion, her character embodied both charm and resilience, acting as a crucial link between the audience and the film's darker undercurrents. Kelly's performance impressed critics and demonstrated her ability to blend vulnerability with unwavering resolve, setting her apart from other Hollywood icons of her time. After her success in Rear Window, Kelly's career flourished with her role in Dial M for Murder, and later her transition from Hollywood starlet to real-life royalty. In 1956, she married Prince Rainier of Monaco, a union shrouded in both admiration and controversy. Her life as a princess was riddled with intense public scrutiny, personal sacrifices, and tragic hardships, including her involvement in political conflicts and health struggles. Kelly faced heartbreak and health crises, ultimately dying in a car accident in 1982, a tragedy that left the world mourning. The last known details suggest that her legacy endures as a symbol of timeless beauty and grace, but her life was haunted by the pressures of fame and the burdens of her royal responsibilities.
I'll be looking for you.
Gig Young portrayed Jeff's editor in the 1954 film Rear Window, a pivotal role that showcased his ability to embody a calm yet complex character. His presence added a layer of tension and intrigue, underscoring the dark undercurrents of the story. Young's performance was subtle but powerful, hinting at deeper struggles beneath the surface. Beyond this film, Young's career spanned several decades, marked by both critical acclaim and personal turmoil. Known for his intense acting and versatile talent, he often played troubled or morally ambiguous characters. Off-screen, Young's life was shadowed by episodes of substance abuse, which impacted both his reputation and personal well-being. His addiction problems led to multiple arrests and strained relationships, creating a pattern of self-destruction that haunted his later years. His marriage history was turbulent, marked by separations and unhappy unions, reflecting his inner chaos. In the 1970s, his career declined as alcohol issues worsened, leading to erratic performances and fewer roles. Young's death in 1978 was ruled a suicide, an end that remains shrouded in tragedy and mystery. The last known reports suggest he struggled silently with depression and addiction until his final days, leaving a complex legacy of talent marred by personal hardship.
And that's when I ordered dinner. Then I had 2 fall showings 20 blocks apart. Then I had...
Bess Flowers appeared briefly in the 1954 film Rear Window as a role described as songwriter's party guest, accompanied by a small poodle. Her presence was a fleeting but memorable moment that showcased her as a familiar face in Hollywood's background. Yet her role carried an air of mystery reflective of her long career in film. Known as the Queen of the Hollywood Extras, Flowers worked tirelessly behind the scenes, often uncredited, in over 700 films. Despite her extensive career, her personal life was marked by hardships and a series of scandals that cast shadows over her lasting legacy. She faced financial struggles after the decline of her acting career, compounded by a reputation for being involved in some secretive, possibly scandalous affairs that were never fully revealed. Rumors suggested she was entangled in illicit circles, which may have contributed to her mysterious persona in the industry. Her consistent involvement in countless productions made her a symbol of the unseen workforce that upheld Hollywood's golden age, yet her private life was filled with periods of hardship, loneliness, and accusations that haunted her even in her later years. The last confirmed details about her life indicate that she retired from the film industry in the early 1960s and withdrew from public view. There are no recent updates on her whereabouts, and her death remains unconfirmed, leading some to believe she chose to disappear from the limelight altogether, or lived out her final days in obscurity. Her story reflects the often forgotten sacrifices of character actors whose lives were as complicated as the movies they helped create.
All right, now if he called his wife long distance on the day she left, after she arrived.
In Alfred Hitchcock's 1954 film Rear Window, the character-songwriter's clockwinder plays a crucial yet understated role, embodying the tension between artistic creation and lurking secrets. This character is a symbolic figure, representing the relentless march of time and the hidden stories behind everyday facades. Hitchcock's choice to include this figure adds layers of shadow and mystery, reflecting the director's signature style of dark psychological depth. The role is not large in screen time, but carries significant thematic weight, emphasizing themes of observation, voyeurism, and the passage of time. The film itself marked a pinnacle in Hitchcock's career, showcasing his mastery of suspense and visual storytelling. But behind the camera, Hitchcock's life was fraught with personal struggles. Known for his meticulousness and control, he faced accusations of controlling behavior and was often surrounded by rumors of scandal, including rumored infidelities and conflicts with actors. Despite global success, Hitchcock endured personal hardships such as his wife Alma Reville's declining health and a persistent sense of artistic isolation. His career was occasionally challenged by censorship and criticism, yet he remained a dominant force in cinema. The final known details about Hitchcock's life reveal a man haunted by his own shadow, obsessed with perfection, and forever marked by the dark themes he so often explored in his films. Alfred Hitchcock passed away in 1980, leaving behind a legacy that continues to evoke fascination and intrigue. His life remains a complex narrative of genius shadowed by personal darkness, and his influence endures in the fabric of modern filmmaking.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. He's leaving. It's just a question when.
Mind if I use...
Wendell Corey portrayed Tom Doyle in the 1954 film Rear Window, a role that positioned him as a perceptive and skeptical neighbor, challenging the protagonist's observations. Corey's performance was understated yet compelling, capturing Doyle's cautious nature and layered personality. Outside of his acting, Corey's life was marked by a series of struggles that shadowed his career. Once a promising actor, his rise was halted by personal hardships and a reputation for being difficult on set. Rumors circulated about conflicts with colleagues and studio executives, adding a dark undertone to his career. His life was marred by allegations of alcohol abuse, which reportedly affected his work and relationships, casting a pall over his achievements. Corey's later years were clouded by loneliness and financial instability as his career waned and opportunities decreased. The most notable incident was his arrest in the late 1960s for alleged disorderly conduct, which damaged his reputation further. His health declined in the 1970s, and he remained relatively out of the public eye until his death in 1968. The last known information about Wendell Corey reflects a talented but troubled man who struggled to reconcile personal demons with a long-standing desire for respectability. His legacy endures as a complex figure in Hollywood history whose challenges overshadowed his early success.
Yes.
Kathryn Grant plays the girl at the songwriter's party in the 1954 film Rear Window, a small but pivotal role that places her within the film's tense social setting. Her character embodies the allure and mystery that surround the night's events, capturing the attention of viewers through her subtle presence and the unspoken secrets she may carry. This role marked one of her early appearances in Hollywood, signaling the start of a career marked by both promise and enigmatic silence. After her brief stint in film, Grant's life took a quieter, more shadowed path, largely disconnected from Hollywood's limelight. She married actor Robert Wagner, a union that persisted through many hardships and public scandals, including rumors of infidelity that threatened their marriage. Grant's life was punctuated by personal struggles, including health issues and periods of withdrawal from public life. She was known for her reserved demeanor and mysterious aura, which only deepened the intrigue surrounding her. The last confirmed information about Kathryn Grant suggests she withdrew from the entertainment industry and private life in the late 20th century, living quietly away from the public eye. Her final years remain largely undocumented, heightening the air of mystery that has lingered since her disappearance from the spotlight. Her story remains a quiet enigma, a figure whose life outside the film never fully revealed itself to the world.
Is this the Lisa Fremont who never wears the same dress twice?
Only because it's expected of her.
Frank Cady played the role of Man on Fire Escape in the 1954 movie Rear Window, a brief but memorable part in Alfred Hitchcock's suspense masterpiece. His character appears during a tense scene, adding an element of realism and tension to the film. Though his screen time was limited, Cady's performance contributed to the atmosphere of suspicion and voyeurism that defines the movie. After Rear Window, Cady's career became rooted in supporting roles in television and film, often portraying ordinary, dependable men. His career spanned decades, yet he rarely found fame outside of his consistent work in Hollywood. His life outside the screen was marked by quiet solitude, leaving little public record of scandal or hardship. Unlike many actors of his era, Cady avoided controversies and maintained a low profile, perhaps seeking anonymity to shield his personal life from the spotlight. His later years were spent mostly in obscurity, with few interviews or public appearances. The last known information about Frank Cady places him as a dedicated artist who quietly drifted from the limelight, passing away in 2012 at the age of 96. His passing marked the end of a life lived mostly in the shadows, with little fanfare, but a lasting contribution to American cinema and television.
It's a little darker, and I'll go over there and dig them up.
You'll go. You won't dig anything up.
The 1954 film Rear Window remains a timeless classic that continues to captivate audiences decades after its release. Directed by Alfred Hitchcock, it stars James Stewart and Grace Kelly, whose performances brought intense suspense and depth to the story. The film explores themes of observation, voyeurism, and trust, set against the backdrop of a seemingly quiet neighborhood that hides secrets. Over the years, the cast faced many challenges, including navigating Hollywood's changing landscape and balancing fame with privacy. Stewart struggled with health issues later in life, while Kelly faced personal tragedy after her marriage. Despite these struggles, their work in Rear Window solidified their place as icons in cinema history. As we reflect on how this film touched our lives, it's nostalgic to think about the times when we first watched it. Did you see Rear Window in your childhood? Do you remember how it made you feel or any special memories connected to watching it? Please share your stories in the comments below. We love hearing about your experiences with this classic film and how it has stayed with you over the years.
And Mr. Doyle, that can only lead to one conclusion.
Namely?
That it was not.